Lately, I've seen loads of invincible content on TikTok, and if you don't know what invincible is, well, there is tons of lore, and this video isn't specifically about the whole series, but rather one character, Thragg. Although he still isn't part of the animated series, he is in the comics, so as I mentioned, there's a meme going viral because Thragg has the most immaculate hairline anyone's ever seen. Probably even better than mine, to be honest, so I kinda got an idea to make him in Roblox. First of all, what are his characteristics? Well, he's insanely strong, he can probably one-shot most of the invincible universe, and as every other Viltrumite, he can fly. He's the ruler of Viltrum Empire, and he's basically invincible. Okay, I admit that wasn't that funny. To put it into perspective, he's kinda like Superman, except he's a villain and conquered thousands of planets and killed trillions. His list of crimes is kinda long, but since Roblox is family friendly, I will just stick to the fighting mechanics and flying. So first thing I made was his actual avatar. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he's probably the biggest aura farmer there is. Like, bro's literally wearing one of his enemies he killed like a coat. Since I wasn't really aiming to create anything insane, I made a few shortcuts and took a flying script from the toolbox, and then realized it wasn't really that good, so then I adjusted it to my liking, making new animations, making it more smooth, adding some sound effects, and also a kill mechanic, so if the player is flying forwards, they can damage whatever's in front of them. But if you've watched Invincible, you know that when characters land and fly, it's not exactly soft every time, so I made a crater module, and every time a player lands, a crater is created. Stones fly around, and everything living that's nearby gets pushed away and damaged. At the start I mentioned his immaculate hairline, and that thing can be kept on its own, so I made him a barber. And with that I kinda got an idea I can make a game out of, but I'm not sure how all the copyright stuff works with the team behind Invincible, so I won't make any moves for now. But essentially you would play as Thragg, who has to defend waves of enemies to protect his barber. And since we are mentioning enemies, that's the next thing I added. In the show there are these robots that are like dead soldiers built in Pentagon, so I tried to recreate them. It was from memory, so they don't look exactly the same, but I think this is a decent try in my offense. With that we've covered most of the things, but then I remembered Thragg is the biggest aura farmer, so we gotta give him some aura around him, which can be turned on and off by clicking R, and maybe in the future I add some functionality to it. Also, if you want this whole thing, you can find it on my Patreon, link in description. To be honest, that's kind of it from this mini project, unless you guys want me to make a full game, which would either be like a wave defense game, so you need to defend your barber as Thragg, or just a battlegrounds game where you can fight other players, and maybe I can even combine the two. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and see you next time.